Hey everybody, I hope you're healthy and staying safe at home. Hopefully you're getting some time to practice. I wanted to make a quick video about how to tune your instrument so that when you want to practice, if it's really out of tune, you are able to fix it on your own without any of your teachers. So I'm going to start with the cello. I'm doing this because it is the biggest instrument, but also because I think it's clear. You can see both the fine tuners and the pegs, which are the two different parts of the instrument that we use to tune. So we'll do that, and then I'll just briefly talk about how that applies to the bass and viola and violin. So we're going to start by first getting your device or your app for tuning. So there are tuners you can purchase online or buy that are just for tuning, but what I use and is free is an app. So I have an app on my phone and on my iPad. I actually have the same ones on both, so I'm just going to show you on my iPad for right now. So I have a couple different tuners. Again, there's multiple. It's not just these two. If you just go to the App Store and search free tuner, you'll be able to find one. I like Tonal Energy is one I use. It has metronome and the tuner at the same time, which can be helpful. The metronome keeps the beat really steady. It's like kind of having just a constant click to play along with. Just for tuning though, I love InstaTuner. A lot of my students also use this because it's very clear. You can see. So let's just start with the strings. If you're tuning your children's instruments, they can definitely tell you what the strings are, but we'll also go over them. So for cello, you have 4 strings, or they all have 4 strings. You have A, which is your highest one, D, G, and C. So like I said before, there's 2 ways to tune the string, and it just kind of depends how out of tune it has gotten. So if it's really out of tune, and when you hits it, or if you have the bow and you play the note, if it's really out of tune, you may need to use the peg, because the peg makes bigger movements for the string. So if it's like really, really loose and it needs to be tightened, it would be easier to do it with the peg. Now if it's just a little bit out of tune, you can use the fine tuner. And you can turn it either way. If it's basically like too sharp, which means the string is literally too tight, you would have to loosen it, and it's just like lefty-loosey. And if it's too sharp and too high, you turn it to the right, just like righty-tighty. So that is applicable to the fine tuners. So for this, let's play. I just played an A. Now, the tuner is showing me that I'm actually playing a G. So that's actually a note that's too low. In our musical alphabet, G is the end. So after G, you go back to A. So if you're hearing a G, that means that you need to go higher. So all I'm going to do is take the peg, and I'm going to turn it away from me, right? Because I have this, because it's too low, the string needs to be tightened. So I'm just going to turn it a tiny bit, because you want to be careful, don't overturn it, because our strings can pop, and that's what would be the worst thing right now. So I just turned it up a little bit. It's very close. So now it's so close to being in tune that I don't want to use my peg. I'm going to use the fine tuner. So it's still now saying a little flat. So you can see here that now once it's the same pitch on the app, if it's the little going towards the little B, it means, again, it's flat, it's too low. If it's going towards the sharp sign, which also kind of looks like a hashtag, it's going too high. So again, here I am. It's too low. So it says tune up. So all I'm going to do is turn it to the right a tiny bit, because I need to make it a little bit more in tune. And there we go. I got it. So I'll just go through the other strings. D. My D is also flat. Again, it's not so flat that I'm going to use the peg. Right, I'm just going to use the fine tuner. again, I'm turning it a little bit to the right because it's flat. Now G. Oh, my G is also flat. Apparently all my strings are flat right now. Now that was a little bit more, so I'm gonna have to turn it a couple more times. Now the one issue that you can run into is that if you know, the fine tuner can get turned all the way down so that you can't turn it anymore to the right, or you can make it too loose. In that case, you have to adjust the peg. Adjust the peg. So, for instance, if it was all the way down, you'd want to make the peg a little bit too sharp so that then you can turn the fine tuner down. Okay, so that's the cello. All the instruments are going to work the same way as far as tuning. The only difference is that if you have a bass, the strings are going to be different. So you have E, A, D, and G, which is not what I just left because there's the cello. But those are the 4 strings for your bass. And you would just follow the same exact way using the app and the tuner. Now, here's the viola. It's going to be the same thing. So now, it's saying A flat. That means it's way too low. So I need to make it higher. Again, for this, it's so low, I'm going to use my peg. Now it's pretty close, so now I can use my fine tuner. And same thing, I have to turn to the right because it's flat. And I just turn it until it's green. Now this one is very sharp. So how the other ones, when it was flat, right, I had to move it, turn it away, this way. Because my D is sharp, I have to turn it a little bit towards you guys. Now the G, same thing, it's flat. So I'm going to take the peg and turn it. If I'm here, I can turn it away from me this way. If I'm looking at it, just turn it away from me. So, and often I'll pluck the string while I do this, so that, and move it really slowly, so that I can really get close, very close to the pitch. And then if you feel like the peg is slipping, you can actually press it in because it just means that it's slipping from the wood. So it's actually okay to push the peg in. And then C is also very flat, right? So it's saying it's a B. So I'm gonna do the same thing, just move it up. So you're gonna do the same thing with the violin. The only thing with the violin is that it has different strings than the cello and the viola, right? Remember the cello start lowest string C, then G, then D, then A. The violin strings are a little bit different. Now you hold it the same as the viola, right? So it looks really similar, but make sure you know if your child is playing violin or viola. The violin strings are E for your highest, A, D, G. There will be 4 fine tuners on your child's instrument. So I hope this was helpful. Somerville students, if you have any questions, or any of my students, please just reach out to myself or any of the string faculty. And we hope that you guys get a lot of playing done over this time and are making lots of music. All right.